On today's edition, I'm coming your way from La. If you recall, last week we spent time with the Greater Accra Regional Minister, Henry Quartey, as he started rolling out his flagship initiative, Operation Clean Your Frontage. We looked at the situation at Nkrumah Circle, and then we moved on to also look at part of the operation as it happened within the Lankwantana Madina municipality, led by the municipal chief executive there. On today's edition, we are continuing the exercise. This time round, in the Ladade Kutopong municipality, the MCE, Solomon Kote Nikwe, is leading the task force to demolish structures on pavement and also to desilt gutters, or to get his residents to keep their surroundings clean. Behind us, some structures have been demolished and the leftovers are being cleared. The coverage of this exercise is going to be first part of the program. There is a second part where we'll be spending some time with an 83-year-old woman amputated recently. For about 28 good years, she had to endure pains because apparently doctors could not diagnose what exactly was wrong with her. It was only somewhere last year, but she's come to terms with the situation and has a special advice for you. It's going to be a human interest story, so please stick and stay as I've got more for you. This is Neo Bodai, together with Rosemary Kokwa Anyigba and Joshua Taria Adom. Continue being our guest.
School beke bi yakuto na mpi ka kpaswa menye gbe no wo de ntapo egba wona e wo ka ja ka wo ya se wo ba ya se sha ka wo no nye ka frontage wo ba cleaning gutter mi ngene lebi na ba ne akuma woni bi won notice aka wo no ko akuma woni bi just like that ni kuma ma shika mo no tumo be mo fe mo struggle ne ba ye ni ni boys pi yen tu ka nye ma mi wo ka ji no ngodromo na wo bo a wo pete shifio wo na shika no kan tun no go to moneke ni akumoni akewo wo ba de po ba gie ko na ba fe pavement ko no fe wonye no ka wo bi ka ni bi sha kewo na akumoni mbra ye dole
dole shi be moko mba aka ke shi ba abo nhye mo aka shi Operation Clean Your Frontage na e ba fe nyonko me kese
akewo aka e ba fine wonu shishin shi na aka e ba akewo afata ehu ake ke oye gota hi ba mo de no chiki as 4 feet alo 5 feet 1 week after cleaning the gutter, yeah, say 4 or 5 feet there. When about to Egbediano Mene, when on Akumone, come me at your word, Akeba, what Apollo, what you get this, what's all fine? So, poor Akumole, or I didn't shake on what was Kakokro. Look about to Nekan to money. What about more when the Dow was say? No more Nabu. Mammy, what are you? Tano Manyaba.
Yeah. So you've heard from a concerned resident. When you come to our right, you can see several of them concerned. Well, he hasn't had enough. Want to share a bit more?
I know Mele Akashi. Ne agency kaja ekwe. Akashi ekwe egbe no. Ka me lebe na me she ekwe. Lewo ka me ekemo. Ghana ne honorable ko be ekwe. Be ma de sanji wo fe palo eso nje ame ma mi.
You fine no kwe wa cho ame honorable.
Me ne wo. Ameju anokwale. Parliamentary resident ni o ameju anokwale. Ameju anokwale.
Okay, we are many wosa. It was back blow is no care July Jame.
Your mammy, they are not honorables. I'm a fair, I'm a fatty, mene, ma eto me, or software, that will manchamelcome. I'm a fatty, do software fair, the German chamel fair. I'm a fatty, to mammy, mene, Abakumola General Hospital. I got fair campaign. I go part of a castle, Kabama. In my way hospital here, a one of money about you. Shabakumo warning. Once more, Akumokaya. I make a come shego of la mammy, or Nico la mammy, the Carlemo, the Tonoman.
Oh, threateningly. Saying that if authorities become selective and discriminatory such that his has been demolished but others are left, it will be unfair. And as a result, he is calling on the authorities, asking the task force to ensure that, having started with his structure, they continue to ensure that every structure on pathway or on pavement is demolished, and that if that doesn't happen, then he would have a word against the authorities. So we shall continue to follow this up and then keep you updated. But it is a challenge thrown at the Ladade-Kotopong Municipal Assembly. Is it going to be able to ensure that all structures on pavement are cleared in line with their own objective? Earlier, the man had mentioned that there should have been prior notice and the deliverables within the Operation Clean Your Frontage campaign should have been made clear that by this timeline, if we come and you've not repositioned it to leave some space in front, we shall come after you or come over and then demolish your structure. But he stressed that there wasn't any notice whatsoever, only for the task force to pay a surprise visit and then have his structure demolished, which is adversely going to affect his business. The campaign or operation is still ongoing. I am here with Rosemary Koko Anyigba and Joshua Taria Adom. So let's move on and see how it unfolds elsewhere within this La neighborhood.
It was yesterday when an announcement came. We are expecting the market 2 weeks ago. I have a notice. I'm a no fame where I'm here. I'm baffy. Me and you are cooking penny me your jacket. Maybe a lad money. I'm a jolly may containers can be a buy in which in the army.
Hey, oh, your evidence.
Your evidence.
I'm a jolly man. Your containers.
Come a woman, yellow, we are a woman. Now, I want pure attack and be a bad. Ewo mu gba kene mo ma take up on myself ma check like aje me gbe kaji akumoku e that ma wo baba je me but ka akumo nga ni bi ni mo ko nga no le akumoku e mi to oga mi e o je ni ami.
So you just heard from the gentleman who calls himself Ni Mugabe, and has reiterated the submission by the earlier interviewee, saying that the authorities must ensure that all the structures within their neighborhood on the pavement are cleared, and that if LADMA doesn't go by that and they become discriminatory and selective in this operation or exercise, they are going to rise up against the assembly. So in the short, the MC has just come back. They had gone past this structure. And there was a gentleman there who was saying so confidently that there was no way the authorities could come in and then demolish their shed. When the authorities or the task force move on to demolish some other structure, then those there to be affected protested that how come you've skipped this pink structure and you've come on or come over to demolish ours. So as a result, the MC had to come back and order that this structure be demolished. So let's move over there and see how it goes. Are the occupants there going to resist or welcoming the situation? So that's the municipal chief executive leading the task force, calling out for the sanitation officers.
Hello.
Honorable, I can see the exercise is steadily progressing.
Yeah.
How far so far?
So far, so good. And so far, so far.
I can see that. I can see that. You gone past this structure, but you had to come back.
Yeah, I think when they got here, they appealed to them that they should leave it, they will do it themselves. But you see, I mean, others are complaining. So they have to come back and then remove it. So
it appears to be the concern among some residents that this is a selective exercise such that you may not be able to demolish all the structures, and that then may become unfair to those you had gone ahead to demolish.
My brother, you are here and you can see for yourself, we started from the down. We've cleared almost every structure on the walkway. So there is no selective exercise. I mean, we are clearing everybody. the target and the vision is we have to get the people a walkway. They cannot be walking on the streets. The street is for the cars, but they have to walk on the other side of the road. That is the pavement, the walkway. So that is what we are doing. Every structure by the roadside is supposed to move back 5 to 4 feet so that we can create a walkway for pedestrians. That is why we are here. And you can see our sanitation officers too are here. They are moving into houses, inspecting the properties to see that the environment is clean. If your environment is not clean, quickly we'll issue you with warning letter and we'll take you to the assembly. So this is a full exercise so far as Operation Clean Your Frontage is concerned. We have 10 electoral areas. We are taking it one after the other. So this is a Demra electoral area. We are starting today. Today we'll look at a number of days that will take us to complete to cover the electoral area. When we finish with Ademra electoral area, we are moving to another electoral area. You can see our towing task force is ahead of us. All the broken structures by the roadside, we are towing all to the assembly. So this is a complete exercise. And then we are serving La and Mother Ghana. And we are supporting our regional minister as well. Thank you very much.
Your residents are watching you, your people. What's your word to them? Maybe to also let them prepare, not to wait for you to come in before they make their things in order.
Yeah, my brother, when it comes to sensitizing them, we've done it enough. This electoral area, for instance, the whole of yesterday, we have our announcement van in this electoral area. I mean, they came to announce that we'll be coming. So all structures by the roadside should move back 4 to 5 feet. But we came and then the structures are still there.
Perhaps the duration was very short. If you came around yesterday and only the next day.
My brother, we started last year. The sensitization, we started last year, our radio station, our announcement van. But because we'll be coming here today, that is why the van came around yesterday. But they are very much aware. You open our local radio station, Latenu, always the announcement is there. So as for the sensitization, we went for a float. We came to pass this route. We served them with flyers. We told them that they should move back, they should keep their surrounding clean. So they are very much aware. So you know, as blacks, what moves us is the enforcement of the law. And we are supposed to do that. So we are here to live up to expectation, just to make sure we enforce the law. Thank you very much.
Thank you too, Honorable. Thank you for spending time with us in La, looking at the demolition exercise ongoing, Operation Clean Your Frontage. It is. Currently we are in Osu, and Rosemary Koko Anyigba and I, together with Joshua Tawiah Adom, are about to visit Madam Hope Charity Engman to look at her life story. She has a leg amputated and has gone through a lot in life. So today we are meeting up to know how she's come to terms with the situation and being positive about life despite her condition. So come along as we meet up with her. So I'm about to be open. So come along as we meet Madam Chuchu. Hello. Thank you very much. Because of COVID, we are unable to do the usual way of receiving guests at home. Okay, so thank you very much. You've said a lot about Mrs. Hope Charity Engman. Today we are here. I came over with the entire team of Community Watch. Rosemary Koko Anyigba is here and Patience. We want to hear Madam Hope Charity Engman's story. Okay, so briefly, what encouraged you to take this step? To then liaise with the family, to engage and then have this story shared with the general public to also learn or be inspired or pick up a cue from this?
Okay, let me first start with appreciating you for your swift response to this. Auntie Hope has been a friend, even though she's my mom's mate, so she's not my age mate. But she treated me with so much respect. I see her profile as a beautiful profile. I've been involved in my encouraging her with the pain. We sort of will say turmeric, ginger, anything that would ease flow of blood in your body. So we're all introducing few things to her. And she says the pain, you could see she's in pain, but she's smiling and she's talking about pain. And when finally it had to get there, it was her attitude. That's what drove me into getting closer and asking that her story be heard by others. Why? Because I deal with a lot of sick people, and so far we have different stories. Hers has been really very special. Her appreciation of God's gift of life was beyond losing a limb. It was the fact that she didn't say, God, why me? For all the things I've been doing in your kingdom, why should I lose my leg? I never heard her say that. And she kept a certain smile. And over the years, I can vouch and say it's not pretense. It's the same kind of smile she had when I saw her 30 years ago. It's the same smile she has now. But she's never blamed anybody. She even defends even the doctors who couldn't diagnose it early enough for her. She doesn't blame them for it. So I felt if a lot more people hear this style of stories, it would encourage people to do better than she even did, in the sense that they will consistently talk to their doctors, but look for second opinion.
Okay, so relax. We are about to enter and then meet up with Mrs. Hope Charity Engman to hear her story proper. Come along. Ma'am, welcome to Metro TV's Community Watch. May we know your background? Who is Mrs. Hope Charity Engman?
I'm a mother of 3, and I stayed at Naniba Estates.
How old are you?
I'm 83 years old.
We've heard a lot about you, so I'm glad that finally I've met you, and viewers are eager to know your story. What's your story, ma'am?
My story is, in 1992, one day when I woke up, I couldn't walk. Especially my right leg was very painful.
You mentioned 1992. I was born in 1991. So it means that when this issue, what she's about to narrate to us, occurred or started, I was only about a year old. What happened?
When I woke up one morning, I couldn't stand on my right leg. It was very painful. So in the morning, I went to the hospital, and I was given some drugs and this thing. So I came back home. Then third day too, it started again. I couldn't walk at all, and it was very, very painful. So I went back to the hospital, the same hospital, and I was admitted for a week. And they said they did this instruction for me so that I can walk. After I was discharged, I was asked to go for physiotherapist. So I was doing physio and exercises for almost 1 year. After that, these things, I had a little bit relief, but they gave me some medication. So every 3 months, I used to go back to the hospital for some drugs and all those things. So I was using this thing for a while. After that, I started using walking stick because still there's pain in that leg, only the right leg. So after some time, I went to another doctor. And with all these prescriptions and x-rays and all those things, I went to another doctor, and I was given some treatment. So I stayed to that hospital for some time. Every time I used to go there, I didn't change anything. But the doctors, they used to change. When you meet someone here, tomorrow another person, but all the same. They go through my records.
But for about how many years or how many doctors did you encounter? And were they able to really diagnose or mention to you exactly what was wrong with you?
No, they didn't. They didn't mention it. They said it's arthritis, so I was given that medications all this while.
And how long was that?
20 years. But last year, I couldn't walk. It was very painful. So I went back to the hospital, the one that I've been going. And I was asked to have some x-rays again from another x-ray department. They gave me where to go, and I went there for the x-rays. And by the grace of God, with my x-ray, the latest one that I did, they said, okay, they've seen something in the leg, so I was admitted. Then the third day I was operated on it. They said the blood is not flowing properly on the right leg.
Okay.
So after 10 days I was discharged. But when I came back home, third day I was feeling very, very bad. So I went back to the hospital. So I was admitted again for the second operation. So they told me because of the problem, they have to amputate. I said, okay. I gave them the go-ahead.
Okay.
And they amputated the right leg as they described it. So I'm now okay. I've no diabetic, nothing, but the blood didn't flow.
You mentioned the condition started in 1992, which this year should be about 30 years. And a doctor or a medical practitioner only managed to detect or to have an understanding of what could be the challenge and to refer you for checkup only last year.
Yes.
2021.
Yes. I've been going to hospitals all this while. All this while. Well, they tried to do their best, but they couldn't find a solution. And so this doctor referred me to that doctor. So, okay.
Now you have a leg amputated. How do you feel?
I feel good because there's no pain in it anymore. But once I'm a human, sometimes I think of it. But I'm okay with it.
Well, if it were to be some people, they will be hopeless. You know, you are hope, but they will be hopeless. They will be crying. They would feel that the world is crashing, emotional, depressed, and all that. So where do you get your strength from? Why do you smile even at this storm as it appears? And she smiles.
Because it was very painful before. So now I'm free. And because of, I used to read a lot, inspiration, this thing. So I'm okay with it. I have no problem.
What were some of the activities you were doing before when everything was okay that perhaps now you are not able to do?
Cooking. And attending meetings, fellowships and church activities.
Okay.
Anyway, church activities. But now it has slowed down. So
You feel sad about it? You wish you were in those times, in your youthful ages?
once a while.
Okay. Interesting.
The advice is they should go to their doctors, have interactions with them, and be free with the doctors so that we can tell them anything that we need to know.
Okay.
And we shouldn't play with our medications or all those things, and all will be well with us.
So, what's your favorite hymn or song? Share that with us.
Okay. Oh, for 1,000 songs to sing.
Okay.
Me nadi like with me here. Can I bring me?
So let's roll. Let's roll.
Me nadi like with me here. Can I bring me? Kule ma wo mi gbe ma ji Onyongbo mli ile yi ni majaje kemi chuife ni majaje kemi chuife nini ofe ohamile nini ofe ohamile.
So that's
for 1,000 tons to sing. This is it.
Okay, so that's the Ga version of it. Unfortunately, we had the transcription written right below the screen, so you can sing along in the English language. Yeah, so thank you very much, and we wish you well. We look forward to passing by to celebrate your 100th year with you. Yes, and we do this to say amen, and we shall bring you that coverage too, so we celebrate a life well lived. Ma'am, may God continue to strengthen you. Mr. Martin Patrick Majite has taken his turn. He is a son of Mrs. Hope Charity Engman. Welcome to Metro TV's Community Watch, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
So, what more do you have to share about Mommy?
I quite recall, she mentioned 29 years ago. Those were the days that some of us were very young and we just started work. She was prompt and visiting the hospital very regularly. Doctors are humans. They diagnose, they see things. Sometimes it's about aging. At 75, 80, you know what they will tell you. Oh, you are growing, so manage this. So the pain, when there are drugs, the pain goes down a bit and then it comes back. But for the past about a year ago, now the pain outweighed the relief. So we're visiting X-ray, MRIs, everything that we could. Then a doctor prompted that he was suspecting XYZ. On a Sunday, I was called and then we had to rush her there. Doctors came around on that very Sunday. The doctors did very well. They were all around. People were called from their houses. They came. They all looked at her and then they came out with a suggestion that with all these, when they look at what has happened in the MRIs, there should be an amputation. With myself and my sister, they called us for a meeting that this is their suggestion. We're a bit worried because this is somebody who has been she's been doing everything for herself. At age 80, she goes around her own thing. She loves cooking, attending to, if you are in the kitchen, she'll come and join you to help you to do something. So we couldn't tell her. My sister was very down. But I went to the room and she was asking, doctors called you, what is the next thing? Told her, well, this is the issue. I said, oh, I'm for it. So I was down, I was just quiet. Then she just asked, what am I to sign? Bring it and let me sign. So I went back to the room, the doctor's room, and told them, my mother has agreed, so we'll take the thing to her for her to sign herself. They brought it to her, she signed, and the story went on. She went in there, the next day, we went there, she was cheerful. Prior to that, she couldn't sleep. She couldn't sleep at all. We went into the room, she told us, well, she feels good. And after some few days, she came back home, very healed, relieved. And you could see from afar that she's happy. From her side, she was happy. So we just have to support her based on her name Hope. We're very hopeful that she'll be totally healed. Here we are. She's very cool and relieved.
What are the lessons picked from this entire story that maybe you are running with from now?
What I've learned is that people are precious to you when they are in need of you. And that's when you can show your love to them. If I sit somewhere and bring her money, currently, she might put the money in front of her, and what will she use it for? But being around her, pushing her around, she goes to church. We go to church almost every Sunday. And people come around to see her, laugh with her, and she is happy within. So the lessons are numerous. The lessons are numerous. And we should also take our medications and our doctor's visitation very serious so that doctors will help us move on in life.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
The whole system doesn't help us accept that we were born. We prepare ourselves for marriages, we prepare ourselves in giving birth, but we don't prepare ourselves in dying. And a nation that does not prepare itself in dying does not live well. Because if you know there is an impending death around the corner, you do your best to live well, knowing that you don't know when you will be called. So you live and you live well. If you want to live worldly and live worldly well. If you want to be Christ-like, you know your time is not in your hands. Enjoy your life. Create a lot more laughter. Our preparation is more towards the dead than it is for the living. And the counsel here too is that it goes back to say, if you don't live your life well, if you don't invest in people, when you become old and you are hurting, people will not invest in you. And if you just invest money, your children will only invest money. But if you invest love, love includes money, you get love back from your children. But we need to be talking about it. Most of our churches talk about healing. They don't talk about dying. They don't prepare people to die. So we die with a lot of questions unanswered. We die with a lot of things not completed. We die with our secret lands we bought or accounts lost from the family because we never shared those. We never thought we were going to die. We never say goodbyes. But it's beautiful to say goodbye